I'm Scott L. Miller. It is the 19th of March, 2022, and this is my daily vlog of life in Nicaragua. It is Saturday. Last night I was in Managua with Melvin. We went and we lucked out. We got to see some live music that was absolutely excellent. Really enjoyed getting to see them and hoping that it's someone we're going to be able to get to play at the hotel. It is the perfect kind of music for us. It was a acoustic guitar and fiddle combo doing covers of like pop music. It was really cool. I'm starting today's video in the Parque Iglesias in Laborio, León, and I'm walking into the sunset as I head back towards the house. So I hope this doesn't get too blown out, but it's kind of, one, I need to get back, and two, it makes for a different walk. So I'm gonna be going on a street that I've not done previously on the lower side of Laborio, on the south side, heading west, obviously, into the sunset. And you'll be able to see a little bit of this street, which I actually walk down pretty frequently, but has never been on the show, to the best of my knowledge. I believe we are on 6th, but I'm not 100% sure. Pretty confident we're on 6th. Okay, so today, after going out last night with Melvin, we had a really good time. We went to the Gastropark. We didn't really do anything much. We pretty much just went to the Gastropark. Well, we went to Buffalo Wings to start the evening at the Metro Centro, which is the big mall in the country, I guess, but also the big mall in Managua. And just went there real quickly because he was waiting for me to get in by bus. He picked me up and we headed to the Gastropark Jean-Paul Genie, which is absolutely excellent. I love it there. Highly recommend it for anyone who's visiting and going to spend any time in Managua. It is one of the culinary highlights of the country. It's a showcase of restaurants as well as a wine bar and other things all in one little spot. It's perfect for sampling a bunch of things. A really good service, really nice venue, absolutely beautiful, and sometimes live music. So that was really cool. We watched the show, hung out, had a few drinks, and coming back this morning, because I always take the bus, I've never had a problem getting on the bus. Sometimes I've had to wait for as many as 3 buses, but normally the buses are lined up. So if one fills up, now keep in mind, these are mini buses, right? So they hold between 15 and 17 people. They're not large. So when I say they fill up, it's not like a bus, it's like a very large van. So sometimes you get there and one is full and it's pulling away, and there's been once, I think, that I didn't manage to get into the one that they immediately pulled up and filled, and I had to wait for one more. And maybe I had to wait about 10, maybe 15 minutes. Not a big deal. This time, as I got there, one was pulling away. There was none to take its place. And there was between 60 and 80 people in line wrapped around the bus terminal area waiting for the next one to arrive, which didn't arrive for more than 30 minutes. And obviously it was not going to fit those people. So I was there for a very long time as bus after bus slowly came over a long period of time and worked its way through the line. And when I left, there were 80 or more people in line behind me. The line was crazy. Now, at some point I could have taken a taxi. At some point I could have taken the Express. It's weird. The Express is the one that stops everywhere, and the minibus is the one that goes direct. So it's a bit of a misnomer that it's called the Express, but it's the big chicken bus. So I did have that option. A lot of people did do that. It was very crowded though, because the minibuses were not working as they were supposed to. So I'm glad I didn't do it. I'm glad that I waited. The minibus is just so comfortable and easy. You don't really save more than maybe 50 cents taking the chicken bus, but you're crammed in and it takes a long time on the bus. The minibus is so fast that, wow, there's a lot of traffic all of a sudden here in the middle of, it's not even like a through road. That was weird. The minibus is just so fast. You lose 30 to 60 minutes by taking the chicken bus, which is not super pleasant. But so once I finally got on the bus, nice and comfortable, quick ride back home, no problems whatsoever. Now, what we did do, so almost always when heading from, if you ever do it, heading from Managua to León, the minibus stops at Landers. One time I had it not stop there. I don't know what makes it stop or not stop. No idea, but definitely on the weekends, it consistently stops at Landers, which is a little coffee stop in La Paz Centro inside Departamento León. La Paz Centro is known for its food, and it's a pretty big metro area. They have a lot of crafts and artisans there that do things. So it's this is a pretty big stop on the highway, and the buses, what they do is they pull in, and that's actually where they take your money. They wait to collect the money until they're there. I'm not sure how that works, why they do that there, but so they pause, and while you're there, the people at Landers come by and offer you coffee and water and sodas and small food items, common street, I shouldn't say street, but highway food for Nicaragua. So fried plantains, and there's these little things you eat. They're like kind of a hard bread, popular with coffee. They would replace biscotti in the United States. If you're having coffee and you want something crispy in the US, we always use biscotti. Here they always use these. I don't know their name. They're not sweet like biscotti. They're not a cookie. They're kind of more like a cracker, but in between, I guess. They're kind of shaped like and eaten like a cookie, but they're hard, and they're just not sweet at all. They're pretty good. You're not going to get addicted to them, but they're decent. Sometimes they put cheese in them, and then they're a little bit better, but only a little bit. Anyway, they sell things like that at Landers, and this time they had pineapple empanadas. So they came by and they just lean into the bus, so you don't have to get up or anything. It's really convenient. And they said, you know, pina empanadas. And I'm like, whoa, those are pineapple? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll take some. And they're like, okay, it's 30 cord, which is about 88 cents. I thought I was gonna get one, maybe two. They hand me 2 bags, each with 3 of them. So I got 6 empanadas for 88 cents. And I didn't have high hopes. This is like the little spot that the minibus stops in the middle of the road. So like, you know, your expectations are pretty low. These were the most delicious pineapple empanadas I've ever had. They don't have very much filling. I was expecting them to be loaded like you would get in the United States, like tons of pineapple jam basically in the middle, kind of a pie filling in the middle with a thick empanada crust. This was not like that at all, which partially explains why it wasn't so expensive. It's a really thin empanada crust with a really thin layer, but even, that covers everything, of the pineapple jam, or whatever it is. And it was a couple things that are cool about it. One is that the jam is perfectly evenly covering every inch of the inside, and it's very thin and light, and it's just a perfect flavor. So in the United States, if you get an empanada like this, you're gonna get half of it is just crust with nothing, and you'll be like, oh, all this crust, and it just, you only want to eat half of it, only the part with the filling. This, every single bite was really good, and because it was really thin, it was not really heavy. Now, of course, that's why it's much cheaper. It is a tiny amount of material, but the whole thing was just absolutely delicious. I'm getting them every time, and I can find myself eating 6. Normally, what I did this time is I ate 3, then got off, got home, and gave them to the family. And Liesl did not like them, too sweet, made her sick. Dominica was like, that's okay, and Chana really liked them and ate pretty much all of them. So big win overall, because we found something that Luciana really likes, which is always a big challenge. Now, I skipped a step when I got off the bus, as I like to. I don't like taking the taxi, as I say all the time. So I get off the bus at the gas station, not at the terminal, because the gas station's probably a bit closer, 5 or 10 minutes closer, I think, of a walk to the house, and we don't have to come through Centro. You're just out in Guadalupe, way on the southeast edge of town, right as you come in. So you're off the bus faster, and the walk home is faster, so it's pretty perfect. I try, when I'm doing that, to take different paths through the city so I see more areas. So this time I managed to go north a little bit earlier than I normally do, and all those neighborhoods through that area, I guess there's only 1 or 2 neighborhoods, but all the little side streets through that area are really interesting and cool. It's an area of town that has very few cars, so you're actually getting a more pedestrian part of the city. It is a lower income portion of the city, I'm pretty sure, but you get some really interesting stuff down there, and it's definitely not a poverty area. It's just not as wealthy, so you don't have the cars and stuff, but you get really nice homes and stuff with pedestrian areas around them. So it actually makes it really attractive. I ended up walking through Calvarito, which is a neighborhood I've not explored before. Don't confuse that with Calvario. Yes, they sound almost exactly the same. No, I did not know they were separate neighborhoods until earlier this week. Yeah, totally coincidence that I got lucky that I learned about Calvarito and then found myself in it at this particular time. But I ended up walking all the way across Calvarito and then into Guadalupe, coming out at the church, which we had explored a couple times this week, and then up to Laborio and onto the house. So I had a really nice walk, really enjoyed that. It takes about 25 or 30 minutes coming from the gas station. I walk pretty slowly doing that path because I'm really just taking it all in and enjoying the walk, but it's nice. It's a lot of fun, and it gives me a chance to explore the city a bit. I am going to make a point in the next couple days, I think, of heading out there with the GoPro and doing a walk through Calvarito with y'all, because I need to show it to you. Like, it's cool. It's different than other parts of the city. I love how every neighborhood has its own flavor. That is so much fun. Dominica saw the video today, or while I'm recording this today. There's so many different days going on at the same time when you're making a vlog like this. Dominica and I were watching the episode where I walked through El Centro, and she said, oh, it's a problem. We need to start going more places because you're actually running out of places to film, and you want to show new things all the time. And I'm like, yeah, it's really true. But there are many neighborhoods of León that we've not shown yet. I have not walked you guys through Ponaloya out on the beach yet. So there's still some things, but it's not going to take very long before I start needing to find new material to keep the background images interesting. I know that my talking head stuff is like super interesting, and you don't really need any of the view, but you know, I like to add it in just for variety. But so Calvario and Calvarito, I hope, are on my docket coming up this week. Both I'm looking forward to a lot. I'm going to show you a cat. This cat is so funny. He's so chill. And he's perfectly healthy, like he's not dead. He looks dead because he doesn't care that I'm here. But this cat, because I live right over here. Actually, so these blocks are solid. I live in the middle of these houses here. This cat, the dogs will come right up and jump this cat laying on, and this cat doesn't even get up. It just waits for the dogs to come up, and then it takes the dogs out when they get really close. He's the most chill cat ever. He doesn't come out and aggressively attack anyone, and he doesn't care that I'm here talking. And he totally knows who I am. He's just sleeping and perfectly happy as it is. He has not a care in the world because he knows no dog will mess with him. He's the master of his domain. There's some cats that will jump the dogs, lots that will run away, and that one just stands his ground. He just chill as can be and then attacks the dogs if they get within striking distance. All right, got those empanadas, walked through Calvarito, beautiful walk. It was mid-afternoon. I lost 4 hours getting home. It should have been less than half that. That was a bit much. I also walked to the bus station in Managua, so that was a mile walk through the middle of Managua this morning as well, which was a very nice walk. Saw lots of cool stuff, neat apartments and condos that are being built or now available out there. Checked out some high rises, learned my way around a little bit, found some cool graffiti murals that I took pictures of. They're already up on Flickr, so if you see those, that's what that's from. Kind of the Los Robles into Metro Central area. It's kind of north of the Hilton Princess where we stayed recently, like at Christmas. So that area, and you can look up, the bus station that I take is UCA, the University of Central America. They have their own bus system. That's the terminal. So UCA Terminal is where I walked to, that's where I've been for the day. So it was very late when I got home. I was very tired. So I got home, I showered. We thought about going out, but then it was too much. It was like we really wanted to go, and Dominica's like, I don't really have a lot of energy, and I'm like, I got none. I am at zero energy. So if you don't want to go out, I'm cool with not going out. The kids were like, whatever. They really wanted us. We were all talking about going to Food Rock, and the kids were kind of looking forward to pizza from Food Rock, and they had live music, and I'm like, I really want to do it. But then we just couldn't. So we ended up getting Yvonne to call Pizza Hut because we just can't order from Pizza Hut. It's too complicated. Between directions and everything in Spanish on the phone, it's impossible. So Yvonne called from Esteli to Pizza Hut for us, ordered us a couple pizzas, cheese stuffed crust, and we just had an American pizza night, had it delivered, put on some movies, and just chilled and watched shows and ate pizza at the house and made it a very relaxing Saturday. Tomorrow, I am definitely going out to the beach. I went and did some investigation this afternoon once I gained some energy back. Went to Maxi Pali, could not find the tables that I needed. Paul's gonna go tomorrow and figure out where they are so I can pick them up and get that. I've been saying that for days, but it's really happening tomorrow, and I'm gonna get the office set up here at the house. I'm gonna go to the beach and get my computer. I am going to move it out here. I'm gonna move a bunch of the stuff. We're getting the kids out of the hotel this week. A lot of stuff happening because we gotta get rooms open over at the hotel. We are so busy that there's no way we can continue to use the rooms at this time of year. So we are moving completely into León for office and for living for everybody throughout this coming couple days, probably within the next 4 days. So that I worked on today but didn't get to finish. Tomorrow absolutely happening, and today was mostly a relaxing and or travel and or empanada day. I will see all of you tomorrow.